to my IMAD Assignment 2 presentation. I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. I'm going to go through the XML, then go to the KT file, and then at the end, I'm just going to present my app. So yeah, certain things are going to be changed. So it's going to have the same name, but it's just going to be in a different screen. So I just changed the name, so don't worry about that. These two are just greetings. They don't really do anything. They just here so you understand where you are and just get like a quick description about the app. The text view is just the app info. Here are all the buttons. You can't put in any input. It's just clicking buttons here. So we have the basketball quiz, the main function. The assignment was about making flashcards into like an app. So like true or false or certain information. So I decided to go for true or false. So it's just going to be true or false questions here. Study break is a quick interactive game I inserted. Player ranking is a third screen just for fun. So you can just get information if you're really interested in basketball like me. Exit's just there so you can leave the app, of course. So yeah, the blue means that I've made changes to the screen, I guess. Green means I haven't committed it yet because they're all in a repository. So I just need to push the code and then it'll all be white like this. But yeah, everything is fine, so don't worry. Then we're going to go to the KT file. Here it is. The text views, everything is declared here. Just a quick description just to place it here. There were a lot of comments. I have removed some and placed them in Notepad. I'm gonna paste them back after this video. It just looked very messy. So yeah, this toast here is to display once you've entered the quiz. So it lets you know that you can't leave. You can't exit the quiz once you've started because there's no exit button there. So you just have to complete it or just like turn off the device and fully exit, but you can't exit through the app. That's the best way to explain it. Here are the secondary apps that I placed for fun and just for enjoyment. So once you go from the home screen, you're going to go to the main quiz. So let's open that. We're going to go to the XML first. So let me quickly find it. Main quiz, there we go. So I've went with the linear layout. I find it better to use than constraint. It's more of my strength, so why struggle? This is the color code for the background. I've decided to go with gray and white, so the text that's displayed will normally be in white. This is gray because it's a hint, so it's not proper text, and you'll see in a moment when I run the app. The green button is to symbolize that it's true. Red, false, blue is next, just to be different. This is where the quiz will take place. So here is everything. See, it's a hint. So nothing is placed inside of it. And that's where info will be displayed. Same as the feedback, similar situation, but I decided to just leave that plain because it's just feedback and it'll automatically place. I just need to know where the questions were displayed because some questions are very long compared to the feedback that'll be given. So yeah. Then the color codes are here displayed. It's background tint for the color background for the home screen. You go to background by itself. Let's go to the main quiz, shall we? We go to recent files and main quiz. Here it is. These are private values, meaning that they're not public to the users. These are public to the users, meaning that they could be changed in theory. These ones can't. So here are the questions. For this quiz, there are 20 questions. And since there are 20 questions, there are 20 answers, and I went for true or false. So very simple answer results, I believe. Here are all my text views and my buttons. Here are my indexes and the scores, meaning that if you get it right, it goes higher. If you get it low, it doesn't increase. The question index means that since the quiz has started and you haven't been given a question yet, it starts at 0, then goes to 1. So 1, 1, 2, 2. So if you get them both right, then it increases. So your score goes to 2 out of 20. As you continue, it will increase or stay stagnant, meaning that it doesn't move in any way depending on how many you get right. Here, this is where the question will be displayed. It takes from questions over here and adds to the index, so it pluses by 1 each time. You'll see in a moment. This is to check whether the answers are true or false, by also just remembering that it goes here. This is for the next button. So since it's blank, once you've answered, before you've answered yet, you are allowed to press either true or false. Once you've clicked, these buttons no more become available, and then the next one is the only button that you can press. At the end of the quiz, by question 20, after you've answered it and you click next, it's going to transport you to the score where you'll be able to view how much you got right and the feedback for the test or quiz, I believe. This is the Boolean to check the answers, to check whether you're right or wrong, and if it increases your score. If you're correct, it'll display this text and will be presented as green. If it's incorrect, it'll display this message and display as red. These buttons will turn off at the end. After each question is answered, these buttons turn off. Next is turned on. I'll show you when I take the quiz. And that is all for main quiz. Since from main quiz, it takes you to score. So let me just show you the XML. I believe it's main score. Here it is. The displays the score and displays feedback. And this will take you to the review XML. No, the review screen, and the exit button. Since you finish the quiz, you can leave if you don't want to look at the questions. So it's a pretty simple thing. The XML is where it kind of gets complicated. So let me go to it quickly. Not the XML, the KT, my apologies. Here are all the text views and buttons that were displayed in the XML. We found them, so they are displayed here, meaning that KT can find them and we can proceed forward. This is the $ is taking from the previous screens. So how much you got right will be displayed here. So that's why get int extra. So it got from another screen. That's why it's like that. And for feedback, if you got above 12, which is a 60%, you get well done. If you don't, you get nice effort because we appreciate the participation. BTN review takes you to the review screen where you can view the questions and their answers. BTN exit just allows you to exit. And that's all for it, really. So now we're going to go to review. And this is one of those situations. So my main review was not working. So I had to create a new one. So it's now review. And that's working properly. So we're just going to proceed with that one. So don't worry about main review. It doesn't work at all. So we're going to skip past that. So review KT. Now we're just looking for the XML. Yeah, here's it. I know the text seems very small. There's a reason for that. There are 20 questions and some questions are very big. So when they displayed, you wouldn't have been able to use the buttons. That's why it's very small. You'll be able to see it clearly when we do the quiz. So quick context if you're wondering why it's very small. That's the reason why. Too many questions leads to everything being leads to it taking much space and the buttons going off the screen, and then you can't leave or do anything but look at the questions. So I had to decrease the size by a lot, but enough for you to still be able to see it. Then we're going to go to the review KT. And yeah, so get string array extra, since it was a string array, it's going to get the questions from the previous one, so the main quiz, and the answers. So it collects from here the questions and the answers, and then brings it to review, where it will be displayed with the answers. This is the string builder, so it creates the questions. It combines the questions and the answers together and displays it to you properly. This is to display just in case there was any problem loading the data. If there should be any, then that will be displayed to you. This is to restart the quiz if you want to improve your marks and just practice again. This takes you to the guess the number screen, just a quick thing to pass the time, hence I call it study break, in case you want to stay what's the best word to describe it, if you just want to continue being active but you don't want to take the quiz again, so that's the best way. Then from review you go to, if you clicked on it, you'll go to study break. So let's find the XML study break. Here's how it's displayed. It's to guess the number, enter a number from 1 to 100. You get the results here. You have guess to put in the input, clear to reset everything, return to home page in case you're done. In case you're done and want to retake the quiz, it takes you there. Player rankings is for if you want to see, actually no, it's the third page. I'll explain once we get there. And exit if you want to just leave from here. Everything is labeled, declared. Oh yeah, and the text is white. Here's the code for it. I don't know if I explained it. This is a hint and this is a hint. That's why they are not white. And everything is labeled properly. So I have a return BTN and a BTN home. They're the same thing. I just gave them different names. Nothing wrong with that. Everything will still work properly, thankfully. Now we're gonna go to study break KT. Here is to guess the app. Every variable is private, so you can't change it. It's set in stone. Then we get to the public things. So guess number, output. Everything is declared that you don't mind being changed. Here's a toast to just let you know that you've entered another app in case you do leave this app. The clear buttons here. This is a very old version of the exit, and it was the first way we were taught, so I just kept it in just for nostalgia because it's one of the first apps I made. Still does the job right and nothing wrong with it really. It's just an older version. I think that's the best way to explain it. Here's the quicker version, and I believe I'm at study break. And this is the old version. So both do the same thing, just one looks better and the other one is just a bit more work, but yeah, had to pay homage to one of the first apps I made. And then this is private functions for these variables over here. This is what allows you, I went too high. This is what allows you to, this is what randomizes the numbers. And then each time you clear it, it finds a new number. It's not empty, so you're required to always put in input. Compare is for the guess button. So it allows the thing to figure out whether or not you got the right answer. It's too high, it's too low, and then we'll display the correct message that applies to your number. This is just to leave the app again. Just in case you want to leave, there's another way to leave. So there's two ways to leave the app, I believe. That's the best way to explain it, I believe. Then from there, if you clicked on best players, it'll take you to player rankings. So let's find the best players XML. It's gonna be here since I haven't declared it yet. This tells you the best 10 players from this season's NBA. So quite similar to one of the apps we done a while ago, the history app. I don't know if anyone else has done it, but it follows the same principles. Here, everything labeled correctly, everything matches. Now we're gonna go to the KT. And here we go. This is it. Everything is declared that was on the XML. Private late init means that it's not initiated immediately. It's only initiated when you click to go to player rankings. So until then, it's rested because you're not on it right now. So it doesn't need to be doing anything. BTN rank. This is a handle button, meaning that it's similar to the compare. I just put it down. I didn't want to put it up ahead. So think of it as a similar thing, similar to having compare and a handle. I could have put compare here and just placed it here, but old method I was taught. So just paying homage to how I was taught this whole thing. So it's 3 different levels of knowledge, just all presented here. The toaster here. Message to display, just in case you didn't insert any input and you click the button, this will be presented to you. If you don't put in the correct number input, then this will be displayed. If you pick a number outside the range, this will be displayed. And these are the variables: match person, match age. So we have the person, we have the rank. So I just put match age to rank. I don't think it's the best way to write it, but it does the same thing. It's still correct. I don't think it's correct in grammar, but yeah. Matches the person to the rank. So person, rank. Then if the number equals the rank, then you return the person. So it'll all be displayed later on. So the no player at that rank is in a situation that I said from 1 to 11. And since I only have 10 players, if you put in 11, since there's no one here, it would display no player at that rank. So I could still change it. Actually, let me change it quickly. Let's just make it from 12. But just say, no, actually, let's make it, 12. Please enter a player from 1 to 10. So we have 2 variables. I'm not going to put anything for 11 or 12. And yeah, we can run the app now. And I have it in the background. So let us just... oh, sorry, I can't refresh because I'm doing a screen recording. So everything will work out. If I tried it again and I had 11, it's going to display this. It works perfectly. So let's just attempt the quiz quickly. This is all about basketball trivia, so it relates to the NBA. Here's one of the questions that were very big, so that's why the text will be very small. Good example to just show on the way. Oh yeah, and it shows the correct. Since the answers are correct, it shows green. Since I pressed the answer, you see how I can't click on any of these two. They disabled, I mean. This is enabled, so now I can click next. Now I can't click on next. So I'm gonna click false. See how it presents as red. So correct is green, It's a green correct and a red incorrect. Let's go with true so you can just see it again. And then let's get it correct so you can see that. Then false. Now we're gonna go to next. This takes you to the score where you can see feedback since I got above 12. Now we go to review questions. And this is what I was talking about. So all the questions here are displayed, but it's very small to see. But it's I can improve the size later on. But everything is displayed in one go. You can restart, you can go to study break, and you can exit. I didn't put player rankings on this screen, so it's more of a surprise for people who love basketball. So if you go to study break, you'd be able to see player rankings. So let's just quickly attempt to guess the number. Let's try 67. Too high. Okay. 45. Too low. 56. Too low. 59. Too low. 64. Too high. 62. Correct. And then you clear. Go to 62 again. Different number. Now we go to player rankings. So sorry, it was just a bit slow. You go here and you just put in 1. That's the 1 ranking you want to know. Find player. Shea Gilgeous Alexander. That's the number 1 player. Go to clear. Pick 1 again. Never changes, so it'll always be stood still. Go to player number 2. Nikola Jokic. Go to 11. And it'll say the number is out of range. And I should make this a bit smaller because, actually no, let me just remove this and add a toast so you're able to see. I think that would be more efficient, but that's basically how the app works. Thank you for watching this video, and here's the exit. So thank you.